Hey everybody, with my birthday right around the corner, I decided to get myself a new pinball machine. And one of the things I like about it the most is the fact that it looks gorgeous even sitting in my living room. So I was wondering, where else can I find some art in video games? I am the Game Collector and this is Second Opinion Games, and today I'm turning to the Atari 2600 to find some art.
Second Opinion Games.
So this isn't something I plan on doing a whole lot of. It's just when I was digging through my Atari 2600 games after looking over my pinball machine, I just thought, man, these things are freaking beautiful. And when I came across Infiltrator by Apollo, well, I just knew I had to show it off for everyone to see. It's a pretty neat looking blue card. Everyone's wearing these brown suits that just seemed outdated even when I was a kid, with these weird haircuts. And I don't know what that guy's doing in the background, holding up like 3 fingers or something, and the gameplay really doesn't match this at all, and it's just something that I thought was amazing. But when I turned to Outlaw, well, that's when things started to get interesting. It seemed like this was directly ripped off a Clint Eastwood movie, probably by the same name. I don't know. He did so many movies, I just could not keep up. And it seems like there's a good story here to tell. Sadly, the game itself is quite bad. The cover art is far better. However, Yar's Revenge is one of those great games with some really cool cover art. And notice it comes with a comic book that has a full-fledged story, and I read it a ton of times when I was a kid. It always got me psyched to play the game, and that's kind of its purpose. Look at this. It's a weird mosquito thing. Even though you're supposed to be in an alien spacecraft trying to take revenge for your planet blowing up, it still just looks like a bug. It's kind of weird. And it just reminded me of Joust, which is just one of the funniest box arts I think I ever seen. I love the U in the middle. It's super big, and he's riding this ostrich that somehow can fly, that's dropping the egg behind, and he's just looking like he's all badass while he's sitting on the back of a freaking giant bird. That is pretty unbelievably hilarious, and it's very cartoony, kind of like Frogger. Yeah, Frogger's a terrific game, and the box art is just hilarious to look at. Look how scared this frog is that looks nothing like the frog in-game. And it even has that giant alligator there, because we all know how much alligators love to eat frogs. And then, of course, there's Raiders of the Lost Ark on the Atari 2600. I would stare at this card so much. And when I put it in, I could not figure out how to play the game at all, and I would just take it out and then watch Raiders of the Lost Ark. It was far more enjoyable to watch the movie than it was to play the game, and even staring at the card has more enjoyment for me than even playing the game. So I recommend that you get this just to look at this beautiful box art. Now, Defender's box art, I always thought looked like it was ripped straight from a movie. If you guys happen to know if it really was or not, well, please let me know. Another thing about this is that I always thought that this girl was super hot. I mean, I would stare at the cartridge for hours sometimes, just daydreaming about my life with this girl. Yeah, I was kind of lonely, but I'm telling you, she is a real looker. Also, Berserk looks like it could be a terrific movie. Just the way it's blowing apart this robot, it's just amazing. And I would tell myself different stories alongside of reading the comic book about all the different adventures this guy might have. And yeah, Evil Otto always used to give me nightmares. I actually had a lot of bad dreams, believe it or not, about Atari 2600 games, like The Witch from Crystal Castles. I would dream about that all the time. But Berserk, man, really piqued my imagination, and it all came from this cover art. The next piece of art I want to show off comes from the game cartridge itself, not so much the box art, and that is Asteroids. Checking it out, it's just a whole lot of blue and a little bit of black and some whites, and it looks like a terrific story that's going on here, and when you pop in and play the game, you really don't get any of that. I got far more enjoyment from looking at this cartridge, and it's extremely aesthetically pleasing. I'm thinking about blowing up a picture and putting it on my wall. It just looks that good. Of course, Phoenix is another art piece. There is a lot going on here. There's these evil birds firing missiles out of them, and the world's in the background, especially the Saturn one that's kind of turned on its side, and this ultimate base. These birds were kind of creepy, and like I said, I had a lot of bad dreams about Atari 2600 games, and these birds reminded me of those evil creature birds from the Dark Crystal, and yeah, they are pretty freaking horrifying. So put this one down in the nightmare fuel category. But let's find something truly special here. Donkey Kong! Yeah, it has a very lovable ape. Pauline looks gorgeous. And Mario, of course, is in the background. And you have the barrels being chucked at you, too. It's kind of cool. But there was multiple releases of this game. And then this is the one that truly piqued my interest. Check out Mario's freaking mustache. And what? It's a mullet with a big freaking Thor's hammer. And Donkey Kong looks like a vicious beast. Poor Pauline is trapped in a cage like most women should be when they're not in the kitchen making me some breakfast. But I just can't get over Mario's mustache. This has got to be some of the best box art ever created, along with all these other games. But of course, that's just my opinion. Thanks for watching. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I had a great time making it because I'm crazy for box art. And if you have a game that has the best box art that you think ever existed, let me know in the comments down below, and maybe I'll cover a different console in the future, or maybe this is a one-off. I don't know. It depends on you guys and how you feel about this subject. But personally, the Atari 2600, oh my god, these games look amazing, and I just love them. And I want to have posters of all of these, like, all over my game room. So until later, I will see you again, guys.